Good morning, everybody, and thank you for being here today. My name is Dean Trantalis, the mayor of the city of Fort Lauderdale, and I'm pleased to welcome you all here on behalf of this community. And I am pleased to announce today that we have been able to add a quick turnaround testing for COVID-19. It will be available alongside the swab test that has been available at our Holiday Park drive-through testing site since it opened in April of this year. I want to thank Governor DeSantis and his team, his chief of staff, Shane Strum, his emergency operations director, Jared Moskowitz, for making this possible. His office and I have spoken frequently about the best ways to respond to the COVID-19 crisis, and we both believe quick results will better control the spread of this virus. This is the first public testing site in Broward County to offer this rapid test. There are only 3 others in all of South Florida, 2 in Miami-Dade and 1 in Palm Beach County. The test results will be sent to the person within 2 hours, and most likely the results will be known in 20 minutes. It can take several days to receive results from the swab tests that have been offered so far. We anticipate more than 1,000 antigen tests will be available each day at the park. The testing will take place behind me in the test in this tent you see here, and will be available to anyone with COVID symptoms or individuals between the ages of 5 and 17 years old or over the age of 65 with or without symptoms. So this new test looks for antigen proteins, since antigens are the part of the virus that elicits an immune response. Like the swab test, the antigen test can only reveal whether a person is currently infected with the COVID-19 virus. Before or after the infection, antigens won't be present. People can make appointments to come to the Holiday Park site by going to www.tourhealth.com. That's www.tourhealth.com. The site is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Thursday. Unfortunately, though, we're going to have to close it by 3 p.m. today because of the impending tropical storm that's may come our way. So with all due caution, we decided to close it early today. So quick availability of test results is critical as we try to bring this virus under control and restart our economy. A key component to accomplishing this is that infected individuals isolate. This will help ensure people to do so as soon as possible. As a community, we seem to be regaining control of the spread of the virus. We have experienced a steady decline over the past several weeks with COVID results compared to total testing. In fact, over the past 2 weeks, we have been below the 10% target threshold. Emergency room visits for both COVID-like symptoms and flu-like symptoms have also declined over the same period. And as a result, we're going to hear some wonderful new announcements from the mayor of our Broward County, Dale Holness, in just a few moments. So I'd like to think this is due to the targeted strategies that we implemented following the start of the second surge. We heightened the enforcements of requirements for face masks and social distancing and have seen great compliance from our business community. But even more important, we continue to witness more and more people accepting new norms imposed upon us as a result of this new COVID environment, and taking personal responsibility in wearing face masks and keeping social distancing. Our goal as the city of Fort Lauderdale has been to put public health first while also working to allow businesses and amenities to be open and operate safely. This additional testing opportunity that we have announced today is a great addition to our approach. And again, I want to thank all the community leaders, stakeholders, and our neighbors here in our city and our neighboring cities as we all try to work together to bring an end to this COVID spread. And I want to now introduce the great mayor of the county of Broward, Dale Holness, who will have some additional information to talk to us about. And thank you all for being here today. Mayor Holness.
Thank you very much, my friend, Mayor Dean Trantalis. We're all in this together. We're at war. We're at war against COVID-19. And it's all of us who are responsible to win this war. We're in a war to protect our health. We're in a war to save lives. We're in a war to maintain our economy so people can provide for themselves the livelihood that they need. And I'm grateful to join today with the Mayor of Fort Lauderdale, Dean Trantalis, as we work together to combat this very deadly disease that has wreaked havoc on our community and our people's lives. Because we've been successful, because we work together, and we see the results of our efforts. We are now extending the hours for restaurants to open until 11 p.m. This is to help the economy. Many of our restaurants ask that we give them an extra seating so that they can serve an extra set of people before they close. And again, because we've been successful in stopping the growth any further than it had been in terms of the positivity rate, where we're now seeing as low as 6.1% in the positivity test, and several days at 7 and 8%. Now, ideally, what we would like to see is us go below 5% before we do a lot more than we are doing today. We also expect that folks will comply with these rules, and we'll have code enforcement and police officers out ensuring that these rules are maintained. Addition to that, because we find that what is happening at times is people are buying alcohol and gathering in groups outside the restaurants. This new order that was signed at 10/18 by County Administrator Henry provides that there'll be no consumption of alcohol in public places, beaches, beach boardwalks, pedestrian areas, streets, highways, sidewalks, parking lots, parking areas, and any other public area adjacent to any establishment where alcoholic beverages are sold or dispensed. We found that people are actually gathering after buying the alcohol from inside the restaurant, so we don't want that to happen. Again, we're all in this together. We face the possibility of a storm coming, so we must be prepared for it. And we'll have more information from our Emergency Management Center as the day go along as to the advisement that we will give out to the public to ensure our safety as this storm approaches. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Holness. So what is the takeaway from today? I think there are three things that we have learned from today's moment here as we stand under this beautiful banyan tree in Holiday Park in Fort Lauderdale. First of all, we must continue to recognize that the COVID-19 virus is still with us. We cannot assume that or lay our guard down for any moment, because the virus is still with us. We must continue to wear face masks and maintain social distancing. The virus needs to be eradicated, ultimately through a vaccine. But in the meantime, we must protect ourselves and protect others through the CDC guidelines that have been recommended to us. Secondly, we are here to protect the lives of individuals. And the regulations that the city and the county recommend and impose upon one another are strictly for the purpose of maintaining the safety of everybody here in our communities, and for no other reason. We are here to protect one another. We are here to get the infections down. We will not stop our efforts until there is not one death as a result of COVID-19 virus. And finally, we are also here to understand that the health of individuals is also important, along with the health of our economy. And we are here to protect not just lives, but livelihoods. And I thank the county, I thank Mayor Holness for coming here today and working with us, our cities, our businesses, in understanding that there is a balance that we can strike. There is a balance that we can maintain and still keep people's lives safe. And by these new announcements, I'm hoping our community will be able to bring people back to work, get people back on their feet. They can pay their rents, their mortgages, put food on their table, and to still maintain the safety of our community. So thank you, Mayor Holness. I very much appreciate the efforts that the county has made. I want to thank everybody in our community for maintaining the personal responsibility of keeping one another safe. Thank you, everybody. Any questions?
Mayor Holness, question. When you talk about that alcohol consumption is not allowed in parking lots, sidewalks, etc., is that just the areas adjacent to restaurants?
Any place.
Any place?
Yes.
Okay. Will that impact restaurants who have sidewalk seating, or?
Any place after the 11 o'clock closing, there's no alcohol consumption outside.
Got it. After, and all this is contingent after 11.
Correct.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mayor Trantalis.
Yes.
Sir,
Thank you. Thank you.
you've got this new test coming out. It's quicker, faster. It only determines whether or not you were infected, not whether or not you had been or will be or any of that stuff.
Correct.
Given the fact that people have already come through here, and we haven't determined yet if you could be reinfected by this virus, are you expecting a heavier caseload participation now that you're offering this new test? Will you now run into traffic flow problems and other issues like early on?
I believe that this test will become very popular, especially since people should want to be tested on a regular basis. You can't be tested just once and think you're done. We continue to come in contact with the virus, and on a regular basis, people should want to be tested. The wonderful thing about the new antigen test is that the results are available more quickly. So contact tracing becomes a very viable approach to trying to avoid the spread of this disease. The whole idea of contact tracing is to try to make sure that if someone tests positive, that we're able to track the trail that this person has followed, who they were in touch with, who they were near in a restaurant, at work, or at home, and to be sure that we can follow the trail and find out where exactly this person was contracted the virus. So, and I want to repeat that this testing site is going to be open from Tuesday through Saturday from 9 to 5 p.m. and only today will be closed at 3 and will reopen on Tuesday of next week because of the impending storm that's approaching our area.
The next question,
Can you also-
can you talk about the bit of confusion that has happened with the 3 o'clock shutting down? It seems like the county mayor might have been somewhat unaware at that time
No, he's very much aware.
about the 3 o'clock.
The 3 o'clock closure, yeah. It's 3 o'clock.
Mayor Trantalis, can you talk again about who is eligible to come here for testing? It's not open for everyone.
It's not for everyone. It's people with symptoms, 5 to 17-year-olds, and people over the age of 65 without symptoms. And that may change depending upon the popularity of the test. If we find that we have the ability to test up to 1,000 people a day. And if it turns out that that we have enough slack in there to test more people, we may be able to open up the eligibility requirements to be able to take this antigen test.
And for these tests, only come get it done if you have an appointment.
I didn't hear that.
For the antigen testing, you can only get it done if you have an appointment.
That is correct. And I believe I gave you the website to go to.
Got it. Yeah, we did.
Any
Mayor
other questions?
Holness,
Yes, sir.
Mayor
Mayor Holness? Mayor Holness.
Yes.
I'm sorry, it may
Yes.
have been the wind blowing, but I was confused. The additional hours that you're allowing restaurants to open, is that gonna also include additional patrons or seating arrangements, or it's the same seating arrangement, it's just open an hour later?
We're just extending the closure to 11 o'clock. Everything else stays the same, except now you can have an extra set of people in before you close. That's the whole idea. That the expanded hours will give, especially your finer dining, the higher end, where you probably spend an hour and a half or so. When we closed at 10, they had to seat people before, say, 9 o'clock or by 9. This now allows them to have an extra set of seatings before they close. But there's no expansion in terms of the number of people that can be in a restaurant at any given time. That order still stays.
It also allows people to have dessert too.
For sure. And as it pertains to the closure of the testing site, I was on with the emergency management director, Tracy Jackson, just before. And I'll read his text. Mr. Mayor, Broward EOC has not initiated any testing site closure. Florida Department of Health in Broward County is following the state recommendation, which currently call for closures tomorrow. However, as a follow-up, I found out that some Department of Health officials who are in the field have decided to shut their testing operations at 3 o'clock. So that's where we stand as of right now. You know, when a storm is coming, it's fluid. Things are happening, and we adjust as we need to. We know what storms bring, and if we don't make the adjustment, we'll probably get blown away, and we don't want to be blown away. So,
Tents can't take.
I'm sorry?
The antigen testing, that's swab testing? Okay.
Yes.
You were talking earlier, and I don't mean to prolong this, but you were saying that people were purposely buying alcohol in certain establishments and then going out and finding an empty lot or space for which to prolong their experience.
So the prolonging is not even so bad, but they're gathering in groups, and they're not practicing social distancing, and they're not wearing facial covering, and that is where we know the disease spread from. When people are in close contact over a prolonged period of time, not practicing social distancing, are not wearing facial covering.
Was it prolonged enough to give you pause or concern? Or was it just a few incidents countywide?
It's widespread. It's widespread enough for us to take this action.
Great. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.